4,500 passengers of Carnival's Splendor are finally back on land.
After 4 days stranded at sea without electricity and a lot more, Beth Vaughn caught up with 2 local women who are relieved to be back home. Beth?
Yesterday, passengers left a bad trip behind them when they finally stepped off the Splendor. It was a mysterious fire that left this almost 1,000-foot cruise liner stranded at sea.
There they are.
Co-workers Destiny Deitch and Megan Brown never expected to rush home from a trip they started planning back in March.
I'm just happy to finally be able to see my son and hold him and everything, and that's the biggest thing for me is I just wanted to be home.
Sunday, the two set out on a 7-night luxury cruise, but within 12 hours of boarding the Splendor, everything changed.
I was awoken by like a humming sort of noise, and then a few minutes later the whole ship just started like vibrating, and you could just tell it wasn't like a rocky waters sort of situation.
All of a sudden we started smelling smoke, and then they told us to go upstairs to the top deck, and you could see it like thick down the hallway.
Then the ship stopped and the lights went out.
I had to go out to the decks in the middle of the night just to get some fresh air.
With rotting food and no plumbing, a stench began to grow in the stale air. The U.S. Navy flew in canned crab meat, Spam, and beans, and Carnival crews got creative.
One day we had sliced up hot dogs with green beans and dressing on buns, which was really interesting.
For the most part, they say everyone on board stayed calm, finally welcoming the sight of San Diego shore.
Oh my gosh, we're finally on land. We're finally, the United States. Who can believe it?
A sound of joy, both women say, ended a trip they don't particularly want to remember.
Passengers were reimbursed for this cruise and offered an additional free cruise to take within the next 2 years. Both women say they plan to sail again. As for the Splendor, a number of investigations are underway to find out what went wrong. Beth Vaughn, NBC Action News.